Hello, my name is Lowell, pronouns he, him, and this is our session 1 of play session of Imperium Maledictum. Last time we did our session 0, our setup for our characters. We have our inquisitor, who is the patron for our group, and that is the inestimable Elam Grox. And he has his limitless authority as an inquisitor. He has a spy network that you can reach out to. He can also call a witch hunt if necessary. And he has a hidden base, the Sanctum Obscurus. However, he also tends to be cryptic, archaic, convoluted, and enigmatic in any and all of his conversations with you. Even though he looks like sort of a friendly grandfather inquisitor, he is very hard to manage, and we're going to bring that up as we go through here. He has 2 other liabilities that you will discover as we go along as to what those are. So what I would like to do is have just a quick reintroduction of your character, basically what they're about, how you're imagining them, and then we're going to build some connections between those characters. So Sabine, you're in second chair this time, which becomes first chair. So tell us who you're running and what should we know about them?
I am playing Narx Ironscar, they, them pronouns. And Narx is a penumbra, which means they're mysterious, shadowy, and have probably have a tragic past, I imagine, because why not? I think there's some what's the name? Heretics were involved in that tragic past, and thus Narx is really wild about finding them and rooting them out, as it were. But not talking about it, right?
Okay.
Not talking about it. That they don't like to talk too much because they're mysterious.
Excellent. I'm going to come back and ask you a few questions about that. We'll build some connections. Jay?
Hi, I'm Jay, he, him. I'm playing, sorry, I was looking at talents. Here we go.
Yeah, I know.
I forgot my name. Octasayan, yes. He's from a shrine world. I think early in life, he was always going to be an exorcist. I think there were some supernatural talents or things or events he was involved in. So his path went from the shrine world to the Inquisition faction. He learned some warrior skills, and then down the route of being an exorcist. And I think that is super tied into his identity, that's who he is and all he's ever going to be.
Like that. And then next, Hapno.
Yeah, hello. I'm Dom, he, him, and I'll be playing Hapno Nodol, a Adeptus Mechanicus who's going to be the group's servant. So that's going to be fun, having basically a tech worship for acting as the group's medic. Probably the only reason to make it out of alive out of any particular combat scenario. Group and Forge Word, as I imagine is standard for the Adeptus Mechanicus. I imagine they spent their entire life basically in the pursuit of knowledge and technological advancement as a Mechanicus. And that might be kind of like the reason why they got mixed up with Patron, is that as a Deus Mechanicus, they were sent here maybe with a few others to like help maintain and build the technology, weapons, ships for the outpatient for the Inquisitor. And I think having took this opportunity to like just like get out of the Forge World to explore the universe and see if they can acquire new knowledge, find new technology that was lost to the ages, to bring back to that forge wood and just use it to basically just make the machine god proud with their devotion and worship.
Excellent. Our tech priest, servant of the machine god, exploring the universe, seeing what comes of it. And last but certainly not least, in terms of fire and brimstone, Alan, tell us about your character.
My name is Alan, my pronouns are he, him, and I'm playing Hezak van der Klaar, also he, him. Hezak is a member of the Adeptus Ministorum, so he is here to ensure that no one strays from the true way. He is a zealous preacher, originated on a shrine world, and is indeed a fanatic, I think, as well as his faith in the imperial cult. He is convinced of his own potential martyrdom. He has destroyed the key that would allow him to remove the harness upon which is supported the holy icon that he bears. And he also has an air of authority, and at the moment I'm thinking mental fortress.
Okay.
And has a loudspeaker mounted on that same harness that allows him to reach the unbeliever.
Excellent. So I'd like to establish some connections here. And I want to start with Narks, Ironscar. So everyone has served with the patron for at least a little while, some maybe longers than others. When you joined up, you heard interesting rumors about Octus Saiyan, some things about them. What were, and it may not necessarily be true, but what is it that you had heard about them?
So that I heard about them. Let me just check a little the character,
Sure.
the gear that he has. Oh, has a chainsword. So I think I heard that he fought a coven of witches with his chainsword alone and prevailed clearly, but was changed in some mysterious way in the process. Haven't figured out how he was changed yet.
Absolutely.
I'm keeping my eye on him.
Okay.
Just, maybe he's been changed in a good way. You never know.
I like
That's
that.
okay if that's okay with you, Jay.
No, I like that. I like
Cool.
that.
Okay.
Jay, when Octus was out on their last mission, you were alongside your tech priest, Hapno, and something went really wrong. What kind of mission was it, and how did Hapno save your bacon?
I think we're gathering information, right? Maybe because I love space hulks. Maybe it was from some old, abandoned, defunct piece of a hulk, right? I think maybe the whole thing kind of it was in decay anyway, and maybe it was collapsing and interfacing with it as a tech priest would. He created maybe a bubble for us until we could get rescued or saved or something like that. But using his tech priest abilities and interfacing with this strange thing, this defunct piece of equipment, as tech priests do,
Yeah.
he was able to create a sanctuary for us for the time being. But I think it was strange watching him do that. That was a bizarre kind of thing to see.
I like that. Does that work for you, Hapno?
Yeah, that works well for me.
Hapno, you're a tech priest, which means also that you commune a little bit with the machine god, with those forces. You have had a strange vision given to you by the tech god about Hezak Vanderklaar. What was that vision? What have you seen?
I think perhaps it was a vision of Hezak in, I think perhaps maybe like, because Hezak is already like convinced of his own martyrdoms. I think that perhaps, actually, I'm gonna do this and tell me if this is right to Alan. I think perhaps it was a vision of Hezak being kept inside an inquisitor prison, awaiting further questioning from someone, but from the looks of it, it doesn't seem like it was like a mission debriefing. It seemed more like waiting an interrogation from another inquisitor.
Okay. So you've had this vision. I assume you haven't told Hezak, or have you told him about that?
I don't think happened to it because Hezek is a zealot, and as a tech priest that Hapner is, I feel like they have like a working but strained relationship simply because they have those different ideologies. Because Hezek is a zealot, they believe in the permanent kind, but Hapno, as a tech priest from the mechanics, doesn't believe in the emperor. They believe in the machine god. They recognize the emperor, but they don't worship him as a deity. And I think that maybe like makes it like this weird relationship where they don't like each other, like their ideologies and fates like clash, and they both, as the Imperium and the mechanisms, kind of have to do on a whole scale in the universe. They just kind of have to tolerate each other, and neither side are really okay with that. So I think that might be like a relationship, and because of that, I don't think Hapner will tell Hezek about this vision they had. They just kind of like kept them to himself because Hezek just like he's just like overzealous.
Yeah, that works. Alan, that works for you?
You're muted, Alan.
So I am. And all that does is to suggest there are heretics a lot closer to this group than I had previously understood.
Excellent. Hezak, sort of against your best like instincts, something happened where you had to kind of put your full trust in Narc's Iron Scar for something. What happened? What did you need them to do? What made you give them that trust?
I think I needed Narcs to steal something. And I'm wondering what it was. I think it is the holy icon that I bear.
I would totally steal that. Not from you, obviously.
So
Foolish.
A significant item that you put yourself out there that Narcs lifted for you.
I mean, probably
okay.
because I convinced Narcs that simply being close to this icon will strengthen us all.
Yeah, I'm certain it will.
Narcs, what's something that you have stolen and haven't told the rest of the group?
I've stolen a lot of things that I
But
haven't told the rest
something
of...
important, like something
important.
significant that
Something's
you
like-
have kind of tucked away for a rainy day, perhaps?
I think I had a sort of data pad was lying around at our patron's place. Pretty sure it wasn't his. So I kind of might have lifted it. Doesn't matter, right? Nobody ever asked me about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hezek, who did you sell out to the Inquisition? And when you went and reported them in, your patron was like, no, never mind. Don't worry about that.
Oh, I mean,
And-
it has to. There's no question. It has to be our heretic in waiting, Hapno Nodal.
Okay. So you reported them in. They still don't know about it. But your patron was like, no, don't worry about it. Do you have
Which,
any?
frankly,
Yeah,
has set
yeah.
me worrying about our patron.
Absolutely. He's willing to let that go.
I mean, that's the thin end of the wedge.
Octus, you've been an exorcist for a while. What do you think is the most significant thing that you've fought? Is it a Xeno? Is it a demon? Is it a gene stealer? Is it a rogue psyker? Is it something else? Like what is the thing that perhaps even a little bit still haunts you?
Oh, a demon for sure.
Okay.
Yes.
What kind? What?
Gene stealer.
Gene stealer.
Sorry.
You never
I'm
heard
sorry.
you never heard that.
It has to
I worked at a shop where we sold Warhammer 40K stuff. So
Everyone knows that in 40K we only wear a black letter.
yeah. So what kind of demon? Are we talking like a bloodletter of corn, or a Nurgle, or a Slaanesh, or a Tzeentch? No, that's
Oh,
cool.
I think Slaanesh. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you ran into one of those horrible Slaaneshi claw hand
Yes.
demons there. All
Just
right.
gross. Yes.
Yeah. Hapno, what is it? What are the next couple of things that you hope to get replaced in your body to better get closer to the machine god? What are the next augmentations that you dream of having?
Let's see. At the moment, we've got I haven't got augmentations with the sensory organs. So eyes has an agmatic arm and locomotion, which are the legs. So I think perhaps in the next step might be, I don't have the full list of all the augmentics that you can have in this game, but just going up. I feel like perhaps the heart.
Okay. Yeah.
Get an augmented heart to be closer in a heart to the machine god.
Absolutely symbolic. You know that those pump, they regulate your blood like that. That makes you so much closer. You are at the whim of the machine god when you have that within you. All right. I'm going to get us started here. I do want to mention again another thing. So this is again a percentile rolling game. You're trying to roll under your total for a particular skill. There are a couple of ways that you can modify that. If you kind of set it up such that what you're doing is kind of a controlled position, to borrow Blade's language, you can make it routine and give yourself an extra 20% chance. Essentially, it gets added onto the success chance. There are some of your abilities that add to your success level, plus SL. Like, for example, if you get superiority in combat, if you prepare, if you've planned, if you've set the field, you can get up to superiority level 3, and that gives you +3 success levels. I want to make this clear. What those bonus success level means, if you have it as something, is like if you have a bonus success level of 1 +1, and you miss your roll by like a -1 success level, then that negates that, and you will actually hit, or you actually do the thing. So keep in mind that success levels, when you get bonuses on them, they do effectively can change misses, fails to hits in the game. But we're going to kind of walk through all of that mechanical bits when we come to that part. So you all are coming back from a task. Your patron doesn't have access to the best, say, means of transport. So he doesn't have, as some of the guild people and rogue traders do, the ability to get you on a ship quickly or get back. So there's a lot of crossover and changeover before you get back to the particular planet that your patron happens to be working on. And we'll see you, we see the ship that you're on, this bulk hauler that lands, and everything is getting unloaded in great big, trailer containers, and you're having to kind of slip out from between them because that's the kind of transport that they got you. And you will make your way to the local church, the Temple of the Ecclesiasti that he has commandeered, and he will meet you. He's given you instructions. When you arrive there, the place looks quiet, but there are probably several levels of almost absurd get smart level, like having to punch in a code here, having to turn a dial here, having to make a particular symbol at a door before something will open, before you can get into where he's at. The glow of the various screens and lights around him. What narcs else do we see in the room that he is working in?
I think we see in the room he's working in, I think we see a sort of a code wheel, like a really large thing with symbols and letters and numbers that you can switch, like each row you can turn, and then you get a new code. It's on the wall. It's probably just for decoration, but it's kind of cool. Narcissists try to figure out what it does, but they're not really that clever.
And let's see, let's get names. If you could put your names in the heads up, Jay. Octus. Octus, like, does he have a staff? Is he alone? Like, what do we see in terms of who is around in the chambers with your patron?
He has a staff for sure.
Okay. And what kind of staff are they? Are they priests? Are they scribes? Are they spies? Like, what do we see?
I think they're priests. I think they move, they get things done, but they stay out of the way. They're not. Yeah, they're present, but I don't think they are overt or they move and out of the way. There's a word, and I don't have the word for it, but yeah, I think they have things to do, but they make sure that they're not impactful in what he's trying to do or guests that he has, like good wait staff.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hapno, usually when you arrive or when you set out, he gives you another thing that will do the encoding. What is it that he gives you? Is it a little mechanical thing? Is it a data pad? Is it like an auspex? Like what does he give you? What does he take from you, and what does he give you for making sure your communications are secure?
I think it would be a data pad with just like there's a panel, there's an encryption, but which was added by a Patron and the Inquisition, but like a whole new like multiple layers of encryption that was also like just like coded in by Hapno themselves, in part to ensure that no one can get to the information, another part to also make sure that no one of them at the party that's maybe not private to certain information doesn't get it.
He will take your old data pad and he will hand you this new data pad and he will say, I had a particularly auspicious vision from the emperor when I prayed on the cryptographic key for this. I'm very excited to see. It bodes very well for what is to come. And what kind of space does he have set aside for the four of you? Are there chairs? Is it you just stand around? What do we see?
I think we certainly don't sit. Who would sit in the presence of an inquisitor of this status? I think that each of us stands behind a pillar, a podium of some description, but he stands behind a bigger podium.
Yeah. Kind of a lectern. Lights come down.
Yeah.
Lights come down and illuminate all of you as you're standing there. He will say, so I'll look over your mission report here soon and get everything set for you. But I have a matter that must be dealt with, and I have already arranged transport for you. So you'll have a very narrow window from leaving here to getting back to the pad. Here is what has happened. There was a raid on a heretical sect that has some reach across a few worlds. They call themselves the 10 Truth Syndicate. They have been difficult because they have strong operational discipline and they have these levels of truth that their initiates and cell members work up. We don't know yet what is at the top, but one of their members by the name of Morg Helak managed to escape this particular raid that happened a couple of months ago. We lost track of Pelak. However, about 24 cycles ago, we received a report from a local administrator lord on a planet called Goros Pak. It turns out that this heretic originally came from Goros Pak and had fled back to his homeworld. This admin lord sent word to us, reported that. I sent an inquisitor, someone very skilled, by the name of Tiberius. He was dispatched. He arrived at Goros Pak, and I have not had any reports from him since then. I want you four to travel to Goros Pak. Go to meet with this administrator. Get the details from him. Find out what he saw of our heretic, what he knows about what has happened to our inquisitor, and track both of them down. It is a simple matter. This is an agro world. It is a backwards place. As many of you know, with the fall of the Noctum Eternae and the rising of that, during that period, many worlds were cut off, left on their own devices. So some of them, the only touch they've had of the Imperium comes from the tithe ships and a few straggling travelers. So they may be, how do I put this? May be surprised to see outsiders, but bring the glory of the Imperium back to the planet and capture this heretic, alive or dead, whichever way is more appropriate. If Inquisitor Tiberius has passed on, it would be good to recover his equipment. We don't want to waste anything. Now, do you have some questions? Anyone?
If the Inquisitor has turned from the grace of the Emperor, what should we do?
Oh, is that even a question? If he has turned from the grace of the Emperor, then purge the witch.
Excellent.
Octus, beware. You flirt with heresy, as does Hapno. There is only one cure for a heretic, and that is immolation. The Emperor's greatest gift is hatred.
There is a local administratus there by the name of Pirewire. He can be your contact. He can arrange for transport on planet to the farming settlement where this admin lord, from the admin lord's name is Laymock. Now, I'm very excited at this. I know you're traveling. We're traveling to Goros Pak in the Yik sector. Excited there, out on your own stuff. One of the things has been is that I received the information, the reports on your missions, your travels, very secondhand. While I appreciate your reports, it lacks a certain immediacy. So I have, and he will reach down and he will pull open this drawer and he will lift up and it will kind of float up as he lifts up. It is a servitor skull, one of those floating skulls with the spinal column kind of dripping down. It is, let us say, this does not look like it's in particularly good shape. It's loud, like you hear the when it floats. He says, I've obtained this servitor skull. I have encrypted it. So I had to make some modifications to its function, but it is absolutely secure. And it will follow behind you. It has a pict recorder built in. It will follow and keep track of things. And then you'll hear it go, and there's a little bit of a flash as it takes a picture. So make sure nothing happens to it and make sure it comes back. Hapno, I know you are a servitor of the machine god, but please do not attempt to open or mess with my servitor.
You don't be a fleet inquisitor. I want to touch Your property.
Absolutely. Now, I have set it so that it will follow one of you at a time. You can decide who it is staying with at any particular time.
I crave that honor, my lord.
Then it will over to you.
Oh, I second that craving, my lord.
Are there any other questions that you have before I let you loose? Excellent. I love it. So you have about 18 microns to get back to the pad. So I would get moving now if I were all of you.
Come, my brothers, in the light of the Emperor. Let us do his will.
Not a brother.
Come, my siblings.
Thank you.
So it is a rush. Tell me, Narks, what kind of ship has he gotten to take you? You know, is it a wrecker? Is it a hauler? Is it a warship? What do you think it is?
Bold of you to assume that I know the difference. What I think it is, well, I think it's along the line of the skull, right? It's a little rundown maybe, but very well encrypted. So
Absolutely. It is a ship that's made to to go and do clandestine meetings and things. Like you, it's made to kind of blend in by looking innocuous and of normal. And you all load up onto that and take off. I think a quick, like what you can find in terms of data research is possible if someone would like to make a lore roll for me here. I suspect that might be our machine god or our fanatic.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
could-
probably our machine. I mean, why have a dog and bark yourself is my view.
Happy with remember that.
Yeah. So you've got a 58 in lore. So let's have your roll percentiles.
So we just rolled 1d100.
Yep.
Okay.
So
I got
that is
39.
a 39. That's a success. So the tens place of the difficulty was 5. The tens place of your roll is a 3. So it's 2 success levels. So I'll give you some basics, and then if you want to ask a follow-up question, you can. This is definitely an agricultural planet. It has a lot of different habitable farming areas. It has a very odd axial tilt, which puts more things within the climatological zone for growing. They installed some solar mirrors to increase the sunlight. That's had good and bad effects. But they primarily they have these giant bushes that are 10, 20 feet tall that have these fruit that are incredibly fatty, like like imagine an apple made of lard. Then they're very multi-purpose, have a lot of calories in them.
The Emperor's largesse is limitless.
Yes. They also have some particular native cattle that run in huge herds that they migrate around, but also a lot of like low water kelp farms where like the water is a foot or two deep, and the kelp grows in rows, almost like rice fields, but with this phosphorescent kelp. There apparently were some problems when the planet was cut off from the blessings and the light of the Imperium. Apparently, there were some riots because they were still collecting food and stuff to send it as a tithe, but nobody was coming to pick it up. And apparently, the local administratum kept pushing that to higher and higher levels. So there were some issues there, but that apparently got settled out. What question might you have that I can answer for you?
I will say that I'm also open to suggestions if someone else from the table has something in particular you want to know.
History of heresy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's actually good. Does this planet have like any known history of heretics?
Apparently, there were some misguided imperial cults during that agricultural phase, where some people thought that the only way to get back the light of the Imperium was to essentially make great piles of grain to be left to rot. There apparently that there is at least one cult that's been talked of called the Cult of the Harrower in Green. That is about getting the blessings of the Imperium via rot. That would be the biggest one that would pop up when you kind of look into things. Because we have it as a thing for our backdrop for our patron, I do imagine that this ship that takes you does stop off at one of its transit points at the Sanctum Obscurus. I imagine you don't know what system it's in, but you know it is like an orbital location, a floating orbital vault that the captain has the decoding for, that you're given a small layover here while they essentially get the ship's psyker, give them a chance to recover from the last jump. What is the interior of the Sanctum Obscurus look like, Octus?
It is a very dark but solid cathedral aesthetics. Maybe not necessarily Gothic, but certainly big open columns, very cathedral-like on the inside. Quiet, old,
Mm-hmm.
but solid. Yes.
I like it. Hapno, are there people that stay here to maintain this place? Is it empty? Are there servitors? Like what do you think is there?
I think that perhaps when we get there, it is empty. Like I think this sanctum is left empty for our use, but maybe perhaps like in between visits, we do notice that every time like we see like that things have been like moved around a bit, things have been cleaned up. So there are people that are maybe like in charge of like taking care of this place, make sure it doesn't go to hell and back. But we've never actually spotted them while we visit.
Yeah. You're not sure whether they're just a cleanup crew or whether it's another team like yourself that's out there. but things are definitely different each time. And so this safe house has equipment for clandestine activities. Is there anything that anyone wishes to take out of that? It's at the bottom of our patron record, what it can offer you. There is another cameline cloak. There's a set of photo visors. There's an auspex, a climbing harness, a comm leech, a disguise kit, 3 magnoculars, a pict recorder, a signal jammer, and a vox caster.
I think I would like to take a magnocular as soon as I
Absolutely.
can learn how to pronounce that.
Sure.
Magnocular.
So yeah, you can get one of those, a nice magnifying binocular set. Anyone else want to grab anything here?
What else does one need but faith?
Fair enough. Octus, what else does
The
one need
Emperor
besides?
provides, and we
yeah.
should not look down on his gifts. Hazak. Just say.
Jay, you're muted.
I think I'm good. I don't know that I need anything
Okay.
here.
Just checking. And Hopno, is there anything that you want to grab?
Just to make sure, what is a comm leech and what is a vox caster?
So a vox caster is like a bullhorn to amplify your voice. And I think a comm leech, I believe, is a way to like listen in on other people's communications. Let me see here.
That might be useful.
Taps into airborne signals
Oh, yeah.
to intercept electronic signals.
So
Yeah,
that might be super useful.
Yeah, that seems like I was beginning to think of maybe like become the signal jammer, but I think the comm leech might be more useful in this case.
Okay. So mark whichever ones you want to take. These will be refilled at the start of the next mission. So there's no worries about that.
Well, hell, in that case, I'm taking a climbing harness.
Okay.
Can't hurt, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm surprised Hazek hasn't taken the vox caster.
Ironically, you're talking about your voice.
Yeah, exactly. I have a Lord Hailer built into my harness.
Yeah. So if no one has, for sure, the comm leech and the signal jammer.
Okay. So we've got those things there in the group. And you're there for a few hours before the captain tells you to come back on board. It looks like they've pumped up the psyker with some stimulants, and they'll strap them in, and you'll hear the sound of the screams as they jump the ship to the Yix sector and the planet of Goros Pak. We're going to take our first break here, and then we will come back. We'll take 10 for our first, and we will have you arrive at Goros Pak.
Nice. Those poor psychers.
Yes. So we haven't really had a 40K TV show or movie, but I imagine that we do have the shots coming out of orbit, and I imagine no planet looks good. In Star Trek, planets look kind of nice. I imagine that the atmosphere looks odd. I think we can see the great big solar things in orbit that the ship has to kind of maneuver through, that are big, bulky, gothic, and unpleasant. A lot of debris in orbit. A lot of workers who sacrifice themselves in the name of the emperor, who are still floating around there, bouncing off the hull of the ship as you descend. And you will come down at basically the administrative center of the planet. Essentially, this is a big, huge storage complex. There are laborers here that are working putting things into silos, processing things, getting things ready for the imperial tithe, but also for, other transport off-world or redistribution to other sections of the planet. It's kind of the spoke, at the center of all of this. And when you arrive and disembark, there is a fellow in the dress of the administratum. You can see they have a rank marker that shows them as a scrivener, overseer. Will come over to where you're at, and you can see he's smiling, excited. And as he walks towards you and as he gets a good look at you, that smile just starts to go. Like he was kind of happy, maybe excited to see some off-world people. And the closer he gets, the more he gets a look at Hezak, and the more his manner kind of gets a little more serious. And he approaches, red hair, sort of patchy, pale skin, and he will say, "I am Administratum Firewire. You have been dispatched by a person whose name I am not to say."
Indeed.
Excellent, excellent. So yes, oh, I have made arrangements for lodgings for you. I assume you will have some questions for me, and then I have contracted a pilot to take you out to the farming town that I assume you will wish to go to, where we sent Inquisitor Tiberius, Maris Mules.
Where you sent him.
Yes, that is where the report had come from.
Indeed.
And when he arrived,
Don't waste your explanations on me now. There will be a time.
yes. So, how about you follow me and I take you to your lodgings?
What say you, siblings?
We need to erect a base in the name of the Emperor, so you can consecrate the lodgings. Hezak, I would be honored if you did that.
Okay.
I smell no heresy in this one. Just unvaunted happiness.
It might be a little bit of the grain smell. We get a lot of that in our clothing. It just doesn't come out the more we wash, but you should follow me. And I do think that there is a particular farming scent that carries throughout here. It's both a mixture of strange manure and rotting vegetables and grain. There are clearly some places that are working to like process things. So there is a kind of at first it smells like baking bread, but after about 10 minutes, it stops smelling good like baking bread. It just overwhelms your nostrils.
Ah, it smells of victory.
I do not like the smell. Not that I don't like victory, but the smell that does not say victory to me. It says decay.
And decay is victory.
Yes, but nature. That's not proper decay.
He will take you to these are nicely appointed chambers that have been set up for you, that you can get settled into. He will, has food brought here to you. you can see there's a moment when like clearly he sent for like a VIP like basket of things. And when the person kind of brings that in, you'll see him go kind of send it back. And then bring other more basic food that set out for you. And then he'll say, "Did you wish to speak with me now, or should I return later, or would you like to speak with me in the morning before you set out?"
Wait. So a VIP package was coming. He
Yes,
sent it back, and we got like, thanks for being a member package.
yes. You have the sense that he did not want to run the risk of Hazak like accusing him of gluttony or bribery
Gotcha.
or something like
Gotcha.
that.
All right. Yeah, I was thinking maybe we were not the guests he was expecting.
No.
And okay. All
Oh,
right.
I would separate from the group and lurk a bit, just because that's what I do. Lurking is my top favorite activity. So I may see the VIP package and just for the fun of it, I will steal an item or two,
Oh, yeah.
and then I might share it with Octus and Hapno. Not with Hezek. I know better than that.
Yeah. Clearly, there are some local artisanal goods that are made that you can lift off. They're packaged up nicely. You know how they do, like at a duty-free shop,
Yeah.
to make them look really, really nice.
Yeah, and also stealing is a skill like any other, and I have to
Abs-
keep in practice for the
Absolutely.
glory of the Emperor. Obviously.
So did you wish to now, later, morning?
No.
Well, I'll sit myself down then. Why
And
don't I?
possibly later.
All right. Well, he sits himself down in a chair. So, what is it you wish to know?
Everything.
When was the last time you saw Inquisitor Tiberius?
Alan, I want to have you make a presence roll since we're going to, playing around with the mechanics to try it out. And then he'll start answering the questions, but I want to know kind of.
Right.
You have 57 in presence, Alan.
Yeah, and I have a disturbing voice talent. The way you speak is unsettling and to some frightening. You gain +2 SL to presence, interrogation, and intimidation.
Yeah, so I think this is appropriate here. So you're going to get 2 additional success levels based on what you roll here.
Okay, so presence is 57.
Mm-hmm.
13.
So you have 6 levels of success then. He's like, I will tell you everything exactly as it happened, exactly as I know it. So I received word from the Lord, the admin Lord of Maris Mules, Lemak, and he'll give you the a month ago, that he had spotted a heretic, this Morg Pelak, in his settlement. He hadn't been able to lay hands on Pelak, so he came and sent a report. And not long after that, the inquisitor in question, Inquisitor Tiberius, arrived, and I made arrangements for his transport to head to Maris Mules. And he went there.
The same arrangements you made for us?
Yes. Uh, and I was informed by Lord Lamock that the Inquisitor had arrived, and that was the last I heard of the matter. I had assumed that Inquisitor Tiberius had left, had departed at some point. Uh, but I did not hear from him. I spoke briefly with Lord Lamock. He said that the Inquisitor had been following up on leads and had left their settlement and had not returned.
And you believed him?
Yes,
Why?
because I mean, I don't know. I mean, he is
Why would you trust him?
he is the lord of that farming area. They do very well. They always provide to their quotas and beyond. And he's always been well regarded. He came
Because they
out.
sacrificed to the harrower in green, perhaps.
Oh gosh, no, I hope not.
Why do you hope not?
Because the Harrow in Green is a violent roaming cult of destroyers on the planet.
So you admit it is here.
I have heard that the Harrow and Green cult are present on the planet, that they have attacked some settlements, attempting to destroy crops in the fields to have them rot there. That is what I know about them.
He says that in the present terms, like this is ongoing.
Yes.
Wow. All right. I think Octus, while cleaning his chainsword,
Okay.
he might have looked up and asked, "How did the Inquisitor arrive?"
He came on a transport vessel not unlike your own, uh,
Through here?
disembarked through here. Yes, yes. The transport arrangements, there is a pilot who does emergency transports around the various settlements, who I have contracted. He took Tiberius out there, and I have asked him to be here tomorrow morning to fly you out to the location.
And so if Tiberius left, he would come back through here, yeah?
I I, I assume so. There are a couple of other distant loading ports, so I assume that either I had not seen him, or he had when he came through here, or he had gone to one of the other loading ports on planet. He was, and he stops. He did not seem like a man that wanted to chit chat. And so I assumed that had he successfully completed his mission, he would not tell me. That was probably an error. And consider this a self-confession, an error of thought on my part.
I would be remiss to not notice the comings and the leavings of an Inquisitor. And he goes back to cleaning his sword.
Okay. He looks up, like, sort of look desperately at Hapno and Narks to see if maybe they have something to say. Maybe they can break the tension for him. Lord Tech Priest, was there anything else I could answer for you?
I will ask if anything comes up.
Oh, all right, all right. And then he'll kind of look over at the lurker in the corner.
Yeah, the lurker in the corner will say that heretic that you talked to the Inquisitor about. Do you heard anything of them?
No, I haven't. The first I had heard of him was when Lamach had reported him present. I had to actually look up in the Imperial missives to find him, and found that he was apparently from here, from our planet.
Was he from that village where Lamach saw him? Met him?
We don't have population records of that
Why not?
nature.
I mean, there are not a lot of people. Why don't you have? I don't know.
No, we do have. I mean, we do have population records, but we don't have them by district. We move people around as are necessary. Associating them in the data files with a particular data key for a particular location, it slows down the machine when we have to run the reports.
It's fine. It's fine. I understand. Well, I didn't expect to be so efficient, to be honest.
Oh.
Give us his data stuff.
Certainly. And he'll pull out basically it's a card that says Morg Pelak, born X date, left the planet at age 13.
Where did he go? Do we know that? I won't ask if we know that, or if it's
I think basically he got like joined up on one of the hauler ships, as young people can do from time to time.
Okay.
Does Pelak have any known family in the area?
I don't believe so. I didn't see any other living relatives listed. There were a lot of people lost during the nights, the long nights. So records are our records are incomplete. We're very lucky to even have his birth record. If there's nothing else. Good. Well, then he stands up, his eyes still locked on Hezak. Like as he moves, his head gyro like keeps Hezak as he watches. And he'll back out of the room.
I think that perhaps before he leaves, Hapner will just kind of like maybe like just gonna stand back towards him and just kind of like maybe like pat him on the shoulder and just say, "I do apologize." And then he like say loudly, Hazek's demeanor is as Hazek's demeanor is as appealing, just as like his voice is shrill.
I thought the other Inquisitor was intimidating, but I was very wrong.
He just puts on an act. He's not all that.
Yes, he is.
Hapner says this.
I'm coming lurking out of the shadows and saying, yes, he is.
Okay.
Yes, Hapner is like when Hapner just like speaking normally, just like speaks normally, but whenever he's like insulting a Hazek, Hapner deliberately like speaks louder so Hazek can hear him, to make sure that Hazek can hear him.
Well, I
lean into Octus and say, I am increasingly concerned with our sibling Hapno.
I will see everyone in the morning. And he is out the door.
He's out the door.
I imagine there's a ka-chunk as the servitor takes a couple of pictures of him as he leaves, and then it hovers back over to where Hazek is. Also, the other thing about this thing is when it floats, it clearly has like little heat vents, so it blows hot air down on you as well.
Oh. Does it record audio too?
Apparently it does. Yes.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
So anything you all wish to do this evening, or do we want to cut forward to the next day?
I will
Narcs?
quietly distribute my loot
Okay.
among Arctus and Hector. And will help, I don't know, Hezek clean out any amenities from his room.
So I bring it up. I don't want his pilot to fly us anywhere.
Yeah, I was
We
thinking
only
about
have
that.
his word that they ever reached this place.
Yes, but if the pilot tries something, see, then we can take him down and question it. So, I mean, are we really? And I look at Hezek and Arctus, are we really afraid of a single pilot?
I'm afraid of what happened to the Inquisitor.
I'm
He's an
not.
Inquisitor.
Yeah, but we are 4 Inquisitors. Strength in numbers, my friend.
I still say we should go on this ship. That ship might have valuable information that I can extract to just see if the navigation coordinates for the geography us add us the pilot says that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just bring it up so that I'm not the only one that mistrusts the pilot.
No.
If he makes the wrong move, Octus, kill him, and Narcs will fly us.
Yes, I can
Right.
flash it.
And
Also, Arctus, you are not the only person who mistrusts everyone.
there are heretics everywhere.
Exactly.
Yes,
And I look at Hezek.
there are.
You never know, right? It's always the loud ones.
Is there a way for us to know? My assumption is the Inquisitor, Tiberius, had a ship, arrived, did what his business, and left. Or did he leave? And if he didn't, is his ship still here?
Well, he wouldn't have had an individual ship like you. He would have traveled on another transport.
Gotcha.
So he
All right.
got dropped off.
Gotcha. All right. Fair enough.
It's only the Lux and the wealthy that have their own ships.
Fair enough.
That is not yours.
Yes, no, I had him above us. So, and it may be I'm tripping over the name Tiberius because there was an Inquisitor Tiberius.
Oh, that's right.
And I might be dragging that guy, and Tiberius might be like John. So
yeah, I think he's probably named himself Tiberius in honor of a more famous one.
All right, that's fair.
So I think we'll cut forward then to the morning. The Administratus power wire is shows up but stays like at a discrete distance away. In fact, probably has to raise his voice and go, "Well, this is the pilot." And you will see this guy, kind of long hair, kind of hippie looking, glasses, and he will say, I'm Vox Sweat. So I do piloting around here. I understand that you want to head out to Maris Moulet's.
We want to look at your ship first.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you know ships?
Make sure it's up to standard.
Oh, good. And he'll take you over. It's an old, like Imperial Guard, like freight jet, where you can hook up transport modules to haul like cargo and things. It's basically a big jet plane with vertical takeoff and landing. It is about as well put together as that servitor that you were given. It has been patched with some care. He clearly, I think, Hapno, you can see that he takes care of it. He knows what he's doing. But eventually his luck will run out with this thing. And it's a beauty, isn't it?
Quite.
I'm
And-
stretching it a little.
Oh,
That-
I walk around the ship, genuflecting and then hitting it with the icon.
oh,
He's blessing it.
oh. Well, that's great then. I thought you guys did that. And he'll point at you, Hapno. That
as
you
it
did the
would,
machine.
we do. It's just that Hazekod here seems to be making a change of fate with his slow blessings.
All right.
Did that
Yeah.
happen?
If you, yeah. Great. Well, if you when you finished up your bowing, and praying, then we'll load up. It's about a 4.5 hour flight. So
Yes. I will get us a quick prayer. And as Hapnos kind of like just kneeling down, kind of like pray to the ship, to pray to the machine spirit to get us safely to our destination. Hapnos also going to see if they can like connect to the ship's interface and see if they can find like any like coordination data like where the ship has been like the last month. Like,
sure. Let's have you
which
roll
works.
tech.
Yeah, okay, that is my best stat. But I failed nonetheless, a 98.
Here's the thing: is you are a tech of the machine god, and you are used to retrieving stuff from things. This ship is old. It had an Imperial Guard navigation box, but that got broken. So he barely has like a flight recorder. He doesn't have a black box. He has kind of a gray box, kind of thing. And the systems are very, very old. And he will say, all right, well, let's load up. He'll turn to you, Narks, and say, "Do you want to sit in the co-pilot seat?"
Yes, I would like that.
Great, great.
I'm not very scary. I'm very unremarkable, but I try. I try my very
Yes.
best.
Yeah, but you just look like a normal person to him. And he'll load you in. In the back there are a couple of seats, and then there's that sort of facing across the way benches for so there's plenty of cargo room and straps for you, and he will take off. There is a vibration in the ship that when it takes off you're like, oh wow, okay, well surely that will settle out soon, and it does not. It remains the ship kind of the whole time. The engines get in your bones and teeth by the time you are flying. And Narks, let's have you make a piloting roll here.
Not that I'm a very good pilot, but you never know. Yeah, I've got a 45, so rolling at 800. That's a 33.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I made it.
So yeah, he's a decent pilot. He clearly knows the area. You're watching for any sign that he is like signaling somebody via comms or taking you off course, or looking to like open a hatch and fling your colleagues out into the atmosphere. But no, he just pilots and talks a lot. Who pretty much, if you let him, he will nonstop talk. You have the sense that he is in this plane by himself a lot. And so he just talks.
Yeah, if I were good at talking, I would lead him to Tiberius, but I'm not. So I will make non-committal and enigmatic comments, and maybe wave over the servitor just to take a picture. because you never know.
Like, wow, that thing looks I don't want to say decrepit, but like it's on its last legs.
Don't judge a servitor bought by its cover.
Oh, fair enough. I assume it's got some secret inquisitor stuff in it.
Are you interested in secret inquisitor stuff?
Not at all. Not at all. That way leads danger. I try not to ask questions. You know, when people are here and they have things or business to do, I don't ask questions. I'll talk, but I don't need to know your business, right? Right?
No, you don't.
Okay. Great. That's exactly it.
What did you,
And
Inquisitor Tiberius, talk about?
we did not speak. He did sit in the co-pilot seat to, as he put it, get the lay of the land. And after I talked to him for a bit, and then I got the sense that he didn't want me to keep talking, so I stopped talking.
And it was like this when you dropped him off and when you picked him up?
I didn't pick him up.
Ah, there's a clue. I don't say that.
But he will fly you out. There are, over the landscape, it is hills, there are mountains, there are forests. You'll see these glistening adipose bushes around in places. There's great bodies of water that look very shallow in spots that have grasses growing in them. There's a lot of organized agriculture, but certainly gaps between locations. You'll also see in several places there are these great big brown bands that are probably a half-mile wide and kind of go along, and he'll say, yeah, every once in a while the solar mirrors malfunction and we get a burn off.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's apparently when they don't quite overlap, when they do the recal. And yeah, it's the smell is something fierce, especially if it hits a settlement.
Before you land us, would you mind circling around the property so I can have a
Sure,
closer look from up here?
absolutely. And he will get within, visual range of Maris Mules. You see him he starts to go like he's going to radio down to tell them, but he waits until he's done the full circle around.
Right.
You'll see that the settlement itself is a city. You're guessing maybe, and I say city, it is a village by the like this. You're guessing maybe 10, 15,000 people.
Okay.
A lot of silos and things. It kind of abuts back onto a set of rolling hills that are kind of cleared off. Then there's some forests and some mountains. You can see that to the south of it, there's clearly some cattle lands.
Okay.
And then sort of to the west of it are these kelp fields. Great bodies of water with weird, like circular patterns for the levels for the arrangement of the planting. And there are some farm machines working there, and people out working. The only other thing that sort of shows like heavy tech here is there are probably a couple of hauler, loader, big vehicles that are parked outside.
Okay.
And yeah, he'll bring you down. He'll say, yeah, we got a line of mountains that run just north that kind of block this place off from the next set of settlements. and he will bring it down. And at that point, he will say, "Is it okay if I calms down to tell them we're landing?"
Tell them to bring their leaders to the landing field.
Okay. Hey, I'm landing, and the people I have with me, they want to meet your boss. So if you could have Lord Lamach come on down to the field, that'd be great. Okay. All right. Talk to you later. And there's that, and then it isn't until the ship turns off that you stop feeling that vibration and you realize how absolutely numbing it was. And you can disembark. There are some people, looks like a couple of people with rolling over a fuel tank to refuel the plane. There's some other people around. There are definitely a number of people that are gawking to see what's up, because clearly the plane isn't on its usual schedule. This is kind of an isolated island kind of setup away from other spots, so they are a little like, okay.
So are these just ordinary townspeople?
Yeah, but you'll see this guy walking up. He's dressed a little bit more nicely. He's got the marks of a lord here, kind of clearly the overseer lord for the area. And he will approach, and he sees the four of you disembark. He notes three of you. The fourth one, he's not sure what is. That's certainly a stranger, but not like these others. And he will say, "Hello."
They're
Turn to
all
the others and say,
smiling.
"Another smiler."
I am Lord Lamach, Master Administratus Powerwire said that you would be coming.
Oh, so he warned you.
Yes, he did. He sent me a warning to tell me that you were coming.
What did that warning warn you of?
It warned me that there were four of you, that you were following up on Master Tiberius, and that I shouldn't set out a big spread for you.
I am wondering if this is an opportunity to put my air of authority to work.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at that.
I exude confidence and command. Your mere presence is influential to many. The first time you meet a group, you can make a challenging rapport test. On a success, you gain +1 influence.
Okay, let's have you do that.
Let's have a look at rapport. 35.
35. Yeah.
92.
Yeah, so he's kind of eyeing you up. You have the sense that he finds you vaguely amusing.
Amusing.
That's your read on it. He will actually kind of nods to you, and then he'll turn and he will say, "Are you a tech priest?"
Well, yes, I am.
Oh, well, we are blessed then to have one such as you here. Very, very glad. I know you have business of investigation and inquisitions and such, but if you have time to spare, perhaps you could look over some of our more advanced equipment and provide it a blessing.
If you can provide sufficient support in our investigation, I will be more than happy to repay the kindness.
Excellent. Absolutely great. Very, very much awesome. This is wonderful. We are well met, my friends.
Oh, he's happy too.
So I've set up a private building for you with some rooms so that you can conduct your investigation from there. It is the same place that I gave over to Master Tiberius. So perhaps you'll be able to find some material there.
What happened to him?
I am unsure. He headed out to look in the area surrounding. He had indicated that he might be checking with some of the other settlements to try and track down Pelek, this heretic. But that was the last I saw of him. I had assumed that he had found his quarry and had headed back.
And he would have come back through here to fly out, right?
Well, I assumed he would have, if he had gone to one of the other settlements, he could have radioed for the plane or hitched on one of the hauler transports. Um, I I honestly didn't think anything of it. He seemed very self-contained.
I am astounded. You guys must get 100, 1,000 inquisitors through here
Oh, no,
on a
no,
regular basis?
he and you are the first that we have had.
But no one remembers him leaving.
No, as I said, he headed out in the morning to head out to one of the neighboring settlements.
Okay.
That was what I understood.
Do you perhaps know how he went to the other settlements? Did he get one of the local pilots to drive him there?
No, my understanding was that he went on foot, that he wanted to check out the areas around in case Pelek had gone into hiding in the woods or mountains.
Where's Pelek now?
I don't know. He wasn't here, certainly. I mean, quite honestly, given the manner of the Inquisitor, I'd assume Pelek would be dead at this point. But let's get you set up in that house for you.
If
No?
you'd be so kind.
Yes, no.
We'll go there.
Okay. And he will take you there. He will say, this is a fine settlement. We've not had any troubles for quite some time. Maris Mules has always done its duty to the emperor, and we have always given our all for the imperial tithe and for the Imperium. So it's very troubling to me that such strangeness should occur on my watch. Here you are. It's a nice little thing. It's a remodeled barn. There you've got some nice rooms in there. There's a little kitchenette if you want to cook for yourself. Certainly, I'll have some of the local produce brought and supplied for you so that you can eat as we do.
You're too kind, Lord Lemak.
Uh, was there anything else that you needed from me right now? Well, would you prefer me to come back and check on you, or would you like me to send a local to assist you, or would you prefer to conduct the investigation on your own?
See, I don't like the way he says that.
I think we would ask for some privacy at the moment. Me and my colleagues need a moment to discuss amongst ourselves the next step in this investigation.
Absolutely. We do have a town watch. You can see that they are marked with those yellow bands on their arms. If you need to get a hold of me, you can tell one of them, and they will run and get me for you. All right?
I just assumed we were having supper at your place. We would see you tonight.
Oh, well, that absolutely. I would normally do that for guests. Master Pirewire seemed to suggest that you were a more austere, even ascetic crew. So yes, if you will join me for supper this evening in a few hours.
So he warned you that we were austere.
Yes, he did.
Hmm.
Supper it is.
Absolutely. Well, good, good. So I will send someone. Well, actually, no, I'll just tell you. He'll kind of point down, go on that block, and then go over one, and you'll see my house. You can't miss it if you want to, come at 1700. And he will have off.
That's where we're staying tonight.
But we'll look at the barn where Tiberius was situated in case, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. No, I agree. Yes.
I will lurk about the village and look for heretics. Maybe I can find a trace. Hazak, please keep that scout servitor off my back. It is very noisy.
But
And not very helpful.
it is necessary to record your triumphs, Knox.
Yes, and as soon as I have a triumph, I will call on it to record it. But right now, I need to lurk. This is my God-given task. So.
Lurk in the darkness cast by the Emperor's shadow.
Yes, I will. And I will, as I said, my head is killing me or starting to try and kill me, so I will head off. And
Okay.
Marks will go lurking about.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I have a thunderstorm rolling in here, so I understand.
Yeah, may the Emperor be with you, my fellow Inquisitors. Have fun. See you next week.
Okay.
Bye.
Yes, see you, Sabine. Take care.
Let's take our second break. Let's just take 5, and then we'll come back and we'll see what people are doing. We'll cut to the meeting at the house and that stuff. So take 5. So you've got a couple of hours before you are to meet at the Lord's house. We can cut to that unless there's I want to give you all a chance to do anything before that. Octus, anything that you want to do before that?
Yes, with my ever vigilant talent, I wanna look over this place, especially since Tiberius stayed here prior to us. I'm looking for nefarious, foul things that have happened to him.
Let's have you make an awareness check.
My awareness is 40. Look at that. Okay, so
Yes.
and I think ever vigilant gives me +1 SL.
Yep.
On the test. Where is my? There it is. Roll for your party. D100. There it is.
So 30. So that's
30. Ooh.
1, 2 success levels. It's very clear that this place has been cleaned since the Inquisitor was here. There is an odd, like, the smell around here is incredibly vegetal. Like you're getting all of that farmland stuff like that, but there is an odd smell here. Like he burned some kind of incense, or he had something else here. Or he brought in a sample, or somebody put something here. It's hard to say. But I'll give you a follow-up question.
Like an out of place scent.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because you're an exorcist, you're kind of familiar with.
Yeah,
like
I was going to go there next.
Yeah. You're familiar with the usual things you'd use to, like, bless a space or lay down protections or things like that. It doesn't smell like that.
Okay.
Like, so you'll be pretty sure he didn't do it.
Gotcha. All right.
Does that seem like a fair answer?
That does. That
Okay.
does.
Hapno, what do you want to do in the couple of hours that you have here?
I wanted to see that Hapno would have maybe looked down the deep top to see if they could find maybe any hidden cameras or bugs of the sorts, because they did prepare this house for us, this lodging for us, and Tiberius was there before as well. So I think Hapno would just You look also just look around, but look around with the intention of seeing if they can find any like surveillance equipment that they might have planted.
Absolutely. Let's have you roll awareness, and I think you have the bionic eye, right?
Yes.
So we'll give you there's a +1 SL on that kind of thing.
All right. D100. I got a 59, and that's a fail.
Fail. So it actually ends up being with the +1 success level. It ends up being kind of no. You think there might have been a camera here at one point, like you can see the spot where there would be one, but that's clearly been removed. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Okay. And Hezek?
I'm wondering what exactly I have quite a good score in Psi Mastery, and I'm not sure what it does.
So Psi Mastery is the use of psionics, is the use of psychic powers.
Can I do that in the
No.
absence?
No,
I
unless
have to be a psyker.
You have to be a psyker.
Okay.
Yeah. The only other option, like is that kind of uses that is being a blank.
Yeah, but that requires you to be a psyker as well, doesn't it?
No, I think blank, I believe, is the opposite of that.
Oh,
Take a look. Let me see, because it's been a bit since I saw that. You can't be a psyker in a blank. You're a psychic blank when the extremely rare soulless, which allows you to win opposed test to resist things. There's some things there.
oh, that looks quite interesting, actually. Yeah, I think that might be more interesting than Frenzy.
Yeah,
So
frenzy.
so no, I don't think I've got anything
Okay.
to. I think, just thinking aloud, my friends, I think something untoward happened here, and someone removed all record of it. The question is, who? Hapno, can you not analyze this atmosphere, this fetid atmosphere, and work out if this is are we scenting the remains of an inquisitor?
Unfortunately, I do not possess the proper equipment to do such a test.
How disappointing.
So we'll cut to the three of you heading to supper over at the Lord's house. He has things set up there. He will, he's kind of quickly gotten a spread. It is like it's clearly a spread, but it's still pretty minimal. Like it's not. You have the sense that for him, this is kind of a luxury
Okay.
presentation, but it's very clear that they eat very minimal.
Okay.
Despite having all the farmlands around here, they do kind of do that. But he has a hunchback servant who kind of cloppos around and serves you up. And he has a couple of staff there. And he will say, I have asked the village wisdom if she wished to stop by, if she had time this evening. And perhaps she might have an intuition or an oracle or something to assist you with matters. But yes. So I'm at your disposal to answer questions about the situation. I can tell you that Inquisitor Tiberius was here for a few days. He went about the town asking people in a very direct manner about their connection with Mort Palak, about what they had seen. I believe that he had some thought that Pelek had perhaps headed out to the mountains or one of the neighboring settlements to maybe meet up with co-conspirators. And there was some suggestion, the Inquisitor believed that he might be meeting up with cultists of the Harrow in Green. I don't know if you've heard about that.
You say you have a witch that's coming over for dinner?
No, after dinner, the village wisdom, the wise woman. Not a witch, not a witch. No, certainly not.
Or thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
No. Essentially, the wise woman knows her herbology and treatments and such, and has been here. Her and her family have been conducting these things for years, all above a board. So
You mean she's licensed?
she has the approval of me, the admin lord, yes, in the sense of licensing, yes.
Lord Lemak, Tiberius is our concern, but what I'm curious about is what's your opinion on the matter? What's your opinion on Perak and Tiberius following him all the way here?
I always thought that Pelek must have come here looking for those cultists of the Harrowing Green. Like if he was, as I had found out, a heretic, then that would be undoubtedly where he would seek out his allies, and would have gone to deal with that. And if Tiberius has not returned, perhaps he was set upon by one of these roving bands.
Now, there's just one thing that eludes me.
Mm-hmm.
You have this issue with this heretical cult for quite some time now. And in all that time, why is it that you yet to call the Inquisition to help you?
What that's certainly
Why wait
not.
until now?
That's certainly not in my authority. As I understand it, that goes to the administratus. If there's anyone to blame here, I would blame Master Pirewire for not taking the matter seriously. I mean, the people say that there are a few of these wild cults. You have to understand too that there was a lot of unrest and disturbances during the darkness, and people saw things differently during that time. And so it may be that Master Pirewire doesn't wish to create undue upset or tensions on that. Plus the Harrowing Green cults are small and scattered.
But you say that Inquisitor Tiberius went in search of them?
Yes, that's what I believe.
By himself.
And do you know how or who he talked to in order to work out where he might meet with these heretics?
Huh. That is a reasonable question. I did not follow his investigations closely. And you see
Because you
him.
wished them to fail?
No, because he seemed like the kind of person that did not want the assistance of others, and in fact might take my assistance, interference, my help. Certainly, he would never have dined at my supper, or come and sat at my table. I took it that he wished to keep his distance, and so I kept my work as best I could. I showed him around the village the first day to show him the wonders of our bounty, but beyond that,
Is it just Lamach at supper? Yeah, has he no family?
uh, it's I my wife passed away some years ago, and I have never remarried. I the village, the town, they are my children, so my lack of offspring has never bothered me.
Sorry, the chat. I gotta stop looking at the chat.
uh,
Is this
uh,
place modest? Is it large?
it's very well appointed. Like it in the sense that he does pretty well. Like there's some money here. I
Right,
think
right.
you'll definitely see that he is, like clearly the 15th Lord of Maris Mules. This is a hereditary position that has been passed
Right.
down.
Okay. Nice, nice.
Is there any way? I mean, is he suspiciously well off?
Suspiciously well off. Why don't you make a logic roll for me?
Okay.
Logic
35.
or intuition, either one.
Intuition, 39.
Yeah.
28.
Like they're eating very sparsely. They clearly have good crops outside. The people are doing pretty well. There's a weird disconnect here somewhere.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
That sound like a fair, like there's something
Yeah, yeah.
going on there that's bugging you.
Yeah.
Well, he says there is a villager that I know that the Inquisitor spoke with a couple of times. She's a little suspicious. She wanders out in the woods by herself. She does her farming duty, but then she spends a lot of time outdoors with things and traveling about. I would never say the word witch out loud, but if one were going to say such a thing, that she would be the only person that I could possibly suggest that of. Miss uh, uh, her name is Cadeswith.
Where does she live?
Well, and he'll draw you a little sketch map right there.
I have no wish to commune with this wise woman. Deal with her, Octus. I shall seek a witch.
All right.
This, I'm sorry to say, but I need to ensure that Hezak doesn't cause any unnecessary trouble, so help me just like pat Actus on the back. I'm sure you got this all under control. And Hapno will just follow Hezak.
Okay. So it's Hezak, the servitor, and Hapno, heading down through town. I mean, everything is loud, it's unusual, like people are stopping and staring at you all, you
Nice.
make a distinct impression as you travel through town.
And then given an audience, who could resist preaching?
Why don't you what do you think the role is for doing that kind of presentation?
Well, it sounds like presence or
Yeah.
rapport. I suppose it depends which way this. Where
I-
do I head towards intimidation,
oh yeah,
or do I?
I think there is no way that your preaching is not terrifying.
Yes, I agree. And I think this amounts to intimidation. I want this village, town, scared witless.
Okay, let's have
So
you roll.
I will tune the loud hailer, which allows me to be heard 100 yards, 100 meters away.
Yeah.
But just tune up the disturbing voice. And I want to intimidate these people.
Okay.
Crush them below the weight of my rhetoric.
Let's have you roll.
So I gain 2 SL to presence intimidation when using the voice.
Yeah.
Okay, so presence is 57.
Okay.
30.
So four success levels.
4
So
successes.
they definitely like scoot. They go indoors. They
The nature of them is that anyone who knows anything of the harrowing green had best inform us.
And yeah, I think you'll put that fear of a particular god in their heads as you head on. We'll get back to Octus briefly, and then we'll. So I think, well, it's just you and I then until my village wisdom comes. Perhaps I could offer you something stronger to drink.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And he will go over and goes to the side and pours out a beverage for each of you. It looks like some
Okay.
kind of fermented cider.
Right,
He'll
right.
put that down in front of you and sit and drink. And he will say, "So, what do you think happened?"
Well, our colleague, who was absent from supper, has been talking with you villagers, and you've collaborated much of what we understand, which is good because I kind of like this place.
Good. It is a little slice of heaven.
And I've seen what happens. Uh, let's say when things go sideways, manners, um, tasks, jobs like yours get
Mhm.
eliminated. New people get put in place. Sometimes whole villages get orbital bombardment. But I feel like you've been straight with us, and I think you're right. I think Tiberius went off to another settlement, and we'll find him out there somewhere, or what happened to him out there. Um, so I think you did good. I like you.
Let's have you make a discipline roll here. I want to see how much he buys what you're selling.
Nice. My discipline is that's no, there it is. Yeah, it's a 42. Look at that. All right, here we go.
It's basically to maintain your poker
Right.
face.
Yes. 1D100. There it is.
Yeah. You just see him go, good. I'm very glad. He seems very pleased with your answer. Like that's what he wanted to hear.
Right.
That's exactly what he wanted to hear. And then you will hear the door open and you will see this woman come in. She's quite striking. You were expecting maybe an old crone.
Yes, I was.
But she's 20 something. She will come in, she will bow to you, and she will say, I am Fiora. I am the wisdom of Maris Mules. I was told there would be more. Were the others the ones squawking and screaming in the streets?
It is very possible. Hazak is on the hunt. Apparently, we found our witch.
Oh, oh, good. And she'll kind of like she'll narrow her eyes and looks at Laymock, and Laymock goes, I told him about Cadeswith. And she nods. I was wondering, is there anything that I can do to assist you in your investigation, Master
Cyan.
Cyan?
No, I was just telling Lamont I like this place. He's been forthright. I'm glad you came over and to talk with us. But I think we pretty much have this wrapped up. I think you've got nothing to worry about.
Oh.
Everything you've said, as long as it checks out, everything's good.
Master Octus is certainly more flexible than our Inquisitor that we had visit us before. I would say that Master Hazak, who you didn't meet, seems like an admirable representative of Imperial authority.
Oh, but you did good. You threw him a bone. He's going to go get it. We'll wrap up here. This is good.
And she also seems pleased by that remark, and he will pour her a drink, and we're going to cut away from that. Hazak, you are on the edge of town and you will see this smallish, rundown house. I assume by this time you've turned off the.
Yes, only so I can turn it on and cry, "Come forth, witch!"
Let me. I think you'll wait a bit. There's no motion or noise from inside the house. Hapno, are you doing anything?
I think that like maybe like doing the whole speech that he has like doing happen basically just deafened themselves.
Yeah.
And probably like as they he adjusting to themselves, why does he always have to be so loud? And I think Hap is going to just now like approach the house slowly. It appears that no one's home. Hezak, how about you take the left side and I take the right?
And kick in the door.
Can't have one easy job.
So I think you will, Hapno, you'll watch the back as it kicks the door in.
I think for the first time we see the great hammer.
Oh, okay. Door will shatter into pieces. You will come into a hovel. It's got a lot of stuff in it, but it's very small quarters here. It looks like whoever lives here is not in right now.
Well, then we turn the place over in search of evidence of heresy.
Let's have both of you make awareness rolls.
Awareness. Oh, 34. Here we go.
Ooh,
93.
59.
Okay.
That's fair for both of us.
So
It becomes very clear that this is more about destruction than search.
I think you will bust it down. I think you'll get two things that you will have a sense of is whoever lives here does trek out into the wilderness. Like you definitely have a sense of that. There are plants gathered, all of that kind of stuff. And it's probably out right now, given the absence of where there ought to be a backpack hanging or a bag. But the other thing that you'll find here is there's no cult documents or witch documents or anything like that. Instead, you'll find kind of hidden away several imperial medical textbooks, Hapno, that you'll recognize as essentially medical primers.
It appears that the witch here seems to be practicing some medicine.
Heretical medicine.
No, these are the Imperial textbooks. These are the
Heretics
teach-
often are found with imperial texts. They have to know them so that they can corrupt them.
I don't believe these books contain any heresy. If you would wish to verify that, you can read them yourselves, though I don't think that'll amount to much.
I am
It appears-
deeply disappointed.
Yeah. You're disappointed by a lot of things.
Yes, I am.
I say it seems like our quarry is not here yet. So how about we
No.
let stop? They must come back here eventually.
Yes. Let us wait.
May I, Octus, if it is okay with you, after the meal finishes, kind of hard frame you up with the others?
Yes.
Okay. So I think there is a bit of, blackout curtaining the windows, getting yourself set in there, preparing that, and kind of settling in to watch for the return of this person. You're probably still in communication with Narcs, who is probably out on the streets. And I think it does get into the wee hours of the evening. And then you will hear from another part of town, like a cry and noise and bolter fire and shouting. And something seems to be happening, seems to be some kind of attack happening in another part of town. And I think we'll see you all kind of look at each other, and that is where we're going to take up next time.
Someone
Nice.
else has found the witch.
Does that sound reasonable?
That sounds reasonable.
Okay.
Does it sound like the part of town where we were supposed to be sleeping at?
Yes.
Ha 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 ha.
Exactly.
Nice.
So I would like to do a quick stars and wishes to wrap up. We do XP at the end of the mission.
Okay.
So Dom, stars, things you like, things you dug, character moments for that, and wishes, anything you definitely want to see for your character next time or going forward.
Wishes. I liked the characters we had so far. We only had like this first session, so we didn't see too much of them. But I'm really liking what we see with Octus being, and it seems to be like the friendly guy. And Alex just being kind of unremarkable. And I like this little let's say this little not avalanche, but this little back and forth between Hezak and Hapna we have.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess what the one wish with that would be to just see this Grove mode, and potentially like have like a bit more like of moments of here that can have just like maybe like just arguing.
Yeah.
And for that, as always, wish to not wish I start to you Aloy for hosting this, was facilitating it, and for just like sticking with it because I should have said this like last session, but you really did put a lot of work into this character keep, and I don't think this game would be as playable, at least through online without it. As a big set for the work you put in for this and the and just running the session as well.
Yeah, my hope is that someone will be able to use this as a model to do the Warhammer Fantasy role play
Right.
character keeper at some point. So they have a backdoor push for that. Jay?
I like seeing stars. I like seeing the PC interactions. I like the religious dichotomy between Hapno and Hazak, right? And I think I don't know. I like that when some of the rolls come down, it felt like the town may have gone one way, but Hazak didn't make that roll, so they embraced the Mechanicus, right? And so that's what it felt like. But I
Yep.
thought that was fantastic. I love that. I like that I don't know who's guilty here in town, right? I was, I'm looking for, who's the heretic so we can burn them and get back to, where we're R&R. And so far, I think I've met 3 heretics, so, right? I don't know, right? So I love it that I can't tell. There's a secret going on. I don't know who's responsible. So I'm digging that. I like that.
Awesome. Anything wishes wise? Oh,
Wishes. I'm assuming we're gonna find a demon at some point.
okay.
So yes.
All right. I
Yeah.
have to remember I write that with DAEMON
Yes.
on the notes. Awesome.
That's funny because I will do that on purpose in real life for something. So I'm like, oh no, this is a demon. That's
Yeah.
AE, right? Yes.
That makes it
Yeah,
so much
yes.
worse when you get the British spelling.
Right.
Hazak.
Yeah, I mean, they are all heretics, really. Just by the by. But no, stars to everyone for letting me unremittingly chew the carpet. Thank you for that. I appreciate the freedom and support to do that. Thank you, Dom, for leaning into our clear theological distance here. And being the basis of my suspicion of our patron.
Yeah.
Yeah, Octus, the nice guy with the big gun. Yeah, who wouldn't want to sit down to dinner with that guy? I mean, I
Yeah.
can see the picture. Yeah, just hang out. Yeah, just don't worry about it. And I think you're close to having the lowest fellowship among us. Clearly the dump stat. So I really enjoyed that. And I enjoyed Sabine. Good for them for persevering apart from this, until they had to leave. But yeah, Narc's Iron Scar is this kind of too cool for school.
Yeah.
Hey. And I'm enjoying the selection of NPC pictures. Well, so thank you for that.
Yes.
If this is an opportunity to share that screen just to make sure this goes HD, that of course is up to you.
Yeah, I thought let me make sure.
Did you do that?
I will share our patron picture is what I will do here. So that everyone can see Elam.
Yeah, he is a
Yeah.
grandfather in ornate armor.
Absolutely. I'll show you something else here actually while we're doing this, because I don't know if you've seen this. Rich showed me this for this. You may already be aware of this when I screen share.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's a setting for that so you can have the picture behind you and,
Oh wow!
and present
Gotcha.
it.
Gotcha.
which Rich used it
Wow,
for
wow,
like
wow.
maps and things. I
Right.
didn't realize, and it's pretty easy to do. But it's something I hadn't realized was a function in Zoom. So
Nice.
Gee whiz.
yeah. All right, I'm going to stop the recording.